Which is usually what we do anyway.
And we can't afford to miss the World Cup back to back. It is going to be terrible on the talent that we have. For the first time in 3 years, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have won a World Cup qualifying game. This time it was against Rwanda at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali. Victor Osimhen brace, Eric Chell masterclass secured the 3 points in the bag for the Super Eagles, and now the Super Eagles have moved up to 4th position in the World Cup qualifying group stage in Group C. This time, in Uyo, we will be facing Zimbabwe. I'm not alone in the studio today. I have an amazing personality, a dynamic sports analyst, Mr. Collins. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, nice to be here, Maji. Now, looking at what has happened so far in Kigali and looking at what we are facing right now in Group C, we have South Africa right there at the top, followed closely by Benin. Then we have Rwanda. Then we have Nigeria. Now we're coming up against Zimbabwe. We still have South Africa. We still have some couple of games. Do you think we can escape this Group C after looking at what we did at Kigali?
This is first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be in this wonderful studio, and the opportunity to discuss sports, which is something I'm very passionate about. Talking about our game in Kigali, I was very impressed. I think for the first 20-30 minutes of the game, we took advantage of the opportunities we had. Very wonderful brace by Victor Osimhen, and I was very impressed with some individual performances of our team, particularly Iwobi.
Iwobi was fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and also Moses Simon, and even our defense was really tight.
I think defense was tight. We need to give kudos to Calvin Bassey, Trust Ekong, and also Stanley Nwabali, because I can't remember the last time we kept a clean sheet away from home. As a national team, World Cup qualifying group. Remember, in the last 4 games, we've not won any. And now we are keeping a clean sheet, 2 goals. What do you have to say about Eric Chell masterclass tactical changes to the Super Eagles team?
I think his signing has brought a breath of fresh air into the team. You can tell that the players are happy. You can tell that they're expressing themselves. You can see even on the field, this communication. He's bringing that zest to the Nigeria Super Eagles, because we have the players, we have the personnel to push us forward. And harping on your earlier question about the Zimbabwe game, we have to make use of the potential, the momentum that we currently have in the team after the victory in Rwanda, which was very, very emphatic. And I'm hoping that the coach will be telling his boys in training, to press on. At least the first 10-15 minutes, you get them home. You have the home crowd behind your back, praising you and supporting you. And
one thing we've learned,
I'm expecting a huge upset.
Okay, one thing we've learned from feelers from the camp as we speak right now is that Eric Chell locked the door to journalists, locked the door to visitors, locked the door to unwarranted guests at the Super Eagles camp. We saw that in Kigali. Now we're seeing that again. Has that spurred the team to where they are today?
Absolutely.
And do you think there might be a revolt? Because we need to have press around, we need to have our friends around. But how important are all this tight discipline around the single Super Eagles camp?
I think it is very important. If you look at the top coaches in the world, whether it's Tuchel, who has just started, you have to instill some sense of discipline in your team. You have to put your foot down and lead by example, and this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to do things differently, because for you to have a change, you have to do things differently, and regardless of who it affects, what will be most important, is for us to get results. So if this gives us the result that we want, everyone will jump on his back and support him.
I know so many people that were not happy with Eric Chell coming in. He's a Malian, he's an African. If we want to get a foreign coach, why don't we do it well? Why don't we go to the European side? But let's leave Eric Chell, let's leave the Super Eagles right now. Let's go to our opponents in the Group C that we have right now. If you go to the game that we're going out today also, we know that South Africa will be playing Benin Republic, and after playing Benin Republic, we also know that the couple of games that they will be having also, they have Lesotho away from home, they have Nigeria at home in September, they have Zimbabwe away in October, and they have Rwanda at home. Now looking at South Africa, when you look at the team that has scored the most goal in our group, you're talking about South Africa. When you talk about the team that are compact defensively, you're talking about South Africa. Do you think that we can usurp South Africa in that top of the table? We are 6 points and they are 10 points, just 4 points away.
Yes, but we need a very huge help from our Beninois neighbors.
Okay,
to give us that upset, because that will give us a push. We're currently on 6 points. We need to get a maximum. We need to win a maximum of 4 out of our next 6 games.
Yeah,
which I feel is possible with the new momentum that we have, starting with our next match with Zimbabwe, and then everything else is out of our hands. All we need to do, if you ask me, is to make sure that we get the necessary victories from our next 6 games. At least 4 wins, a draw would give us the opportunity, the momentum that we need to either finish first of the group or finish second, and hope that we have a good run in for the playoffs. For the playoffs.
Okay, fantastic. If you look at the Nigerian team, and we hope that we have a fantastic run, and we don't bring in calculator and some other mathematical stuff, so that we try and permutate.
Yes,
we've been doing that,
which is usually what we do anyway.
And we can't afford to miss the World Cup back to back. It is going to be terrible on the talent that we have. We have one of the best attacking trident or quartets in Africa right now. Nigeria plays Zimbabwe as we speak in the next couple of hours. And aside Zimbabwe, let's look at the other teams that Nigeria will be playing. We have Rwanda at home. We have South Africa away from home. We have Lesotho away. Then we have Benin Republic at home. And if you look at this, we have 3 home games and 2 away games. Now, looking at this game, who do you think might be a stumbling block to Nigeria? Please don't say Zimbabwe, because I know Zimbabwe are terrible defensively.
No, I think for Nigeria, the Achilles heel will always be Beninois neighbors.
Okay. Not even South Africa?
South Africa and Benin.
Okay.
I feel they gave us a really hard time when we went over there to play, and there's always this zest in them. There's always this push in their feet whenever it's Nigeria. So I think our boys need to be really careful with Benin at home in Nigeria, and also we match to South Africa. South Africa are the group leaders. They have everything going for them at the moment. They're comfortable in the group. They're scoring goals. Their defense is tight. So those are the 2 games that I single out to feel that the Super Eagles must win, to ensure that we finish top of the group.
Okay, that game we must win. And looking at Zimbabwe now, let's look at the game that we'll be having a couple of hours from now. I'm talking about Nigeria versus Zimbabwe. These guys are terrible defensively. I need to say it the way it is, very pop and clear. Zimbabwe in the last 5 games, they've conceded 8 goals. And when it comes to the teams that have conceded the most goals in Group C, you're talking about Zimbabwe. When you talk about the team that has scored the least goals, second on the log, I think after Lesotho is Zimbabwe. They are scoring less and they are considered more, drinking goals like Gary. It's terrible for them. And coming up against a Nigerian side, I'm talking about a team that we saw against Kigali. We saw Eric Chell unleash 5 attacking players. We saw Moses Simon, we saw Ademola Lookman, we saw Victor Osimhen, we saw Samuel Chukwueze, and we saw Alex Iwobi. These are 5 guys that can cause trouble for you in any defense line in Africa right now. How many goals do you see Super Eagles defeating Zimbabwe? 2 away from home, fine. Do you see 3? Do you see 4? Or are they going to smack them real bad?
I'm always for the win, first of all.
Okay.
But if you're talking of goals, if he goes with the formation that he played against Rwanda, I see a lot of goals coming for the Super Eagles. The game against Rwanda was a bit tactical. You could tell that the Rwandan midfield gave our boys in a midfield, Moses Simon and co, a run for their money. They were running all over the pitch. This Zimbabwe side is going to be a little bit different. Our boys are going to have a lot more areas to play with. They're going to have a lot more spaces to pick pockets in. I expect players like Alex Iwobi to look for those killer passes.
True that.
those killer passes, especially the type that freed Osimhen to score the first goal. I see Nigeria scoring 2+ goals in this game, and I hope that it will be, at the end of the day, it will be a jolly good one for all of us.
I feel at the end of the day it's going to be a jolly good one for all of us. And for my friends that are in New York, they are telling me that the hotels are practically booked. There is no space. The airport is buzzing as we speak. But Eric Chell has made his stance clear. No journalists, nobody is coming into the camp as we speak right now. But aside that, he was talking about tactical discipline of the Super Eagles. If you watch the game against against Rwanda in Kigali, we played a 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 sometimes switches to 4-3-3, and sometimes when we are on the attacking front and we are transiting from defense to attack in seconds, that formation switches to 3-2-5. So we have so many men in the attacking third of the Rwandese, and that caused a whole lot of problem because Samuel Chukwueze was stretching the defense to this side. Ademan Lookman was stretching the defense to this side. Moses Simon and Alex Iwobi had the flair to come into the zone 14 and cause a whole lot of havoc. Moses Simon could have literally scored in the first half. Bright Osai Samuel also could have easily scored because in this formation 3-2-5, the coach also gives the permission to Ola Aino and Bright Osai Samuel to burst forward and also help Nigeria when we are attacking. If we use this same formation, use this same momentum like you have earlier spoken about against Zimbabwe, I think they don't even stand a chance of getting a shot on target in the first 45 minutes because in Kigali, in Rwanda, for the first 33 minutes, Stanley Wabali was a spectator. He had nothing to do because of how solid the defense was, and we are also missing the fact that Wilfred Ndidi was amazing, shielding the defense line with his defensive capability. The Leicester guy was a monster. I don't want to leave the Super Eagles, but come on, we need to talk about the NPFL because a whole lot of things happened over the weekend. Do you believe in juju? Do you believe in voodoo? Do you believe in touch and follow? I don't know about you, but let's quickly watch this video, and when we come back, Mr. Collins is going to tell me what he feels about this video. We'll be right back.
Look at my face.
Welcome back right now. Mr. Collins, you've watched that video.
Wow.
That was the goalkeeper coach of Shooting Stars on the floor, seeing stars after he was hit by the coach of Niger Tornadoes. Okay? What happened was, we spoke to the media officer of Shooting Stars, and he said, according to his account, that it was not time for the Niger Tornadoes guys to get on the training pitch. Now they came even on the training pitch unannounced, without even their consent, with slippers and all of that. They left where was zoned for them down to their own space to play with their nets and put things on their nets. And John Dosu, the goalkeeper coach, say, yo, this is not how we work here. Things have to be done properly. We have to call you, you come to the pitch, you're monitored, and after you're done, you go back, change, and come out for the game. But you're not doing this. As he was trying to explain bars and bows, he saw stars. He was blackout like the national grid fell. So looking at that video, what do you have to say about that video, how gory it was?
First of all, I am not an advocate for violence wherever it is, and violence is not acceptable in the sport of football. Football is a very loving game. It's a game that unites people. So any form of violence at all should be, frowned upon seriously. And I watched the video. You just surprised me with the video this morning. I watched it and I couldn't believe that a grown man will be brought to such levels. But I think the authorities should look into this matter immediately and stamp their foot. They need to investigate, and whoever is found culpable should be punished. I don't think we should read this out of our game. We don't need it in our game. We don't need it in football at all. But it was gruesome to watch. Yeah, it was gruesome to watch because looking at the NPFL, a couple of days ago, we're talking about Rivers United signing a minor and declaring a minor wanted with Rivers United. Just a couple of weeks before that, we saw
in one of the MPFL centers where crowd violence interrupted a game. All of these dampens the commercial value of the MPFL. You're looking for private partners, you're looking for commercial business, you're looking for sponsors to come into the league, and all of these is going to pursue them away. And to the LMC and to the MPFL and to the NSC and to the NFF, we need to put our foot on the ground, because when you look at football, football is a game that brings people together. Like he said, football is all about peace. I remember during the Civil War that the war was stopped for 48 hours because Santos from Brazil, I'm talking about Pele back in the days, came to play a football match with Nigerian Green Eagles, as they were called then. Then the war had to be paused for 48 hours in Lagos. Correct. I'm talking about both sides. I'm talking about both the Nigerian side and the other side came together to the airport, put their weapons aside, and watched the beautiful game unite Nigeria for 48 hours during the Civil War. And now there's no war. All we are saying is let's preach peace, love, happiness, and the beautiful game is going to thrive.
Yes.
Now it's a wrap on the show. It's nice to always have you.
Thank you very much.
Hope we're going to have you again.
I'll be here now. Once the EPL starts, I'll be looking forward to analyzing the.
Okay, we're going to do tactical analysis of the EPL on our next show.
Yes.
And we were going to have Mr. Collins back here. And just in case for the Shooting Stars incident, we will be following up what's happening. Follow Parsecond News on our website at parsecondnews.ng.com. Follow us on all social media platforms, because today, tomorrow, there's going to be an exclusive news coming out from the Shooting Stars and Niger Tornadoes brouhaha. You don't want to miss it. I remain Samuel Akpan right here on All Things Considered on the Threes on the PSN network. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay loved, share, like, and comment on all our social media platforms. I love you more.